Our pricing is very simple. It only depends on your active contact. You can also think of active contacts as your monthly active use. In order to decide a pricing plan, let's use our pricing calculator. I will share the link of this pricing calculator below. Click on Get Started. Provide some information about you and your business. In this scenario, let's select e-commerce and select both in channels. Next. Now, here are all the definitions and the examples that you need to understand our pricing. Like I mentioned, our pricing is dependent on the channels you select and the active contacts. A contact is considered active if there is at least one delivered message from Spur in the last 30 days. So for example, if you run a campaign and send a message to 100 people on WhatsApp, but only 60 people get that message, then your active contact count will be 60. Then we have provided some examples. For example, on Instagram, if someone messages you and no automation is triggered, then they won't be counted as an active contact. And same goes for WhatsApp. But if they message you and the automation replies, then they will be an active contact. Or if we run an automation that is triggered by Shopify and then they get a message, then also they are counted as an active contact. Do note, active contact also means you can send the same customer n number of messages in a month. So let's say you have 500 customers and you want to send them 10 messages in a month, they will only be counted once. So your total active contact by the end of 30 days will be 500. And the count of active contact goes to 0 at the beginning of every month. The cost of WhatsApp is charged by WhatsApp separately and you pay that to WhatsApp itself. Let's calculate our active contacts to decide the pricing. Perfect. So to calculate our active contacts, let's fill in these details. The first one is number of orders in a month. So let's say we get 100 orders, then we will be sending them n number of messages like COD confirmation, order updates, shipping updates, etc. And they will only be counted once. Then abandoned checkouts. Usually abandoned checkouts are almost the same as orders, so I'll also keep that as 100. Simultaneously, you can also always go to your Shopify and check these numbers there itself. So I have these numbers here for last 30 days, total orders 16. So I can just copy paste that here. And if I want to check the abandoned checkouts, I can go to orders, abandoned checkouts, and then I can count the abandoned checkouts in the last 24 hours and multiply that by 30. Perfect. Number of people you plan to broadcast every month. So with broadcast, the one thing that we have learned is the more people you talk to in a month, the more money you can earn with WhatsApp. So let's say you have a database of 1,000 people. So we can find the number of contacts in a database by going to the customers tab. On top, you will find your total contacts here. So for example, if we have a database of 1,000 customers, we recommend that you reach out to at least 30% of your database every month. So in that scenario, I will keep this count as 300. Some brands also want to reach every customer every month. So in that scenario, this will be 1,000 here. Perfect. Then we have this count, which is 15% of monthly website visitors for spin the wheel pop-up. So we will add a spin the wheel pop-up on your website. It will look something like this. It will help you collect phone numbers of every visitor that is coming to your website. And through this method, we will be able to collect at least 50% of monthly website visitors' phone numbers. You can also find the monthly website visitor count here. So online store sessions. So for example, the online store session here is 152. I will take 15% of that. In this scenario, let's just keep it to 150. Perfect. Now let's have some active contacts for Instagram. So you could say how many comments you get on a post or a reel. So let's say I get 10 comments on a post and a reel, and I make around 20 posts and reels in a month. Then I also get some 15 DMs every day. So I just filled all of this information, and now all I need to do is click on calculate active contacts, and it will tell me that these many active contacts I will have each and every month. So the pricing I get here is 500 to 1500 active contacts total. If we go back and you add all of these numbers, it will come out to be 1300. So we suggest you the plan, and we also give you an example. So for example, let's say you take this plan 500 to 1500, but you go beyond this. You have 2000 active contacts that month. In this scenario, what we'll do is we will charge you for the extra active contacts. So let's say you already paid for 500 to 1500. What we'll do is we'll subtract the cost of our next plan with the plan that you have already taken. So if I go to our pricing page and we see this pricing tier table. So in this scenario, we will subtract 4499 from 3499. So that is how we will add an additional cost to your plan. Perfect. Let's say sounds good. And finally, we do offer good discounts for yearly and quarterly plans. So if you want that, you can also take one of those plans. Let's go back. So in this scenario, let's select yearly and then let's select 500 to 1500. You save 14% on yearly, or at least, 5,000 in this case, or you could say you save 2 months itself. And then we'll click on buy now. It takes us to this checkout. And here all I need to do is enter my card information, my name. And if we are purchasing this as a business, we can also add our GST number here and click on subscribe.